it's angst or anxiousness.
Yeah. We all need it.
We are.
Good morning. I call this staff meeting of Monday, March 16th to order today, as well as out this weekend. Asked me to cover for her, so I'll do the best I know how to do. So here we go. We'll start with warrant review and approval. Misty, are there any additions or corrections? Okay. All right. So we look at page 105. Any questions? Page 205. Page 305. Page 405. Page 505. Going right along, right? And then on the back of that page is the airport. Any questions about anything today? That was it. Quick and easy. Okay, so I need a motion for approval. Yes, sir.
I move to approve the warrants as presented.
Second.
Been so moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Now we'll move on to staff and elected reports, and we'll start with Mr. Reed. Oh, he's making notes.
Morning, Commissioners, Mark Reed County Planner. You probably are aware that this House Bill 2 was signed into law in this House Bill BOCC 16, which deals with Fast Track Permits Act. And so that'll be effective July 1st. And so all local governments have to comply with deadlines for reviewing permit applications. The deadlines that they set really don't cause me any concern because
I didn't think so.
we're getting them out in a timely fashion. We always have. But we're going to have to do some documentation now. We have to provide a written notice within 10 days regarding the application's completeness. So that it's just something we're going to have to make sure we're on top of and do that. In the past, we typically, if something was in, we would just call them up and tell them, hey, you need to get X, Y, or Z, and they do it. But now it has to be all documented, formalized.
Can that be in the form of an email, Mark?
Yes, it can.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it
that
can
would
be
be helpful.
electronic.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have to probably change our application forms a bit to get people's consent to that method of communication. So right on their
Right.
application, you have to say, do you consent to receiving email notices or not? So some people don't want to do that. So we'll make the option available. So,
Okay.
So then once the applications are complete, they must be approved within a 30-day period. Again, I'm not concerned about the time frames. It's just we're going to have to go into some paperwork to make sure it's all on paper now. So we're going to meet this week just as staff to try to formulate how. So
Okay.
should not be a big deal. Just want to let you know that we're aware of it and we'll make strides to accomplish that. So it's going to apply to all municipalities and counties, and so we'll get with it. So,
Well, if there's anything we need to do any different than what we do, just let us know.
Okay.
If we need to change how we do it.
should not be.
The way I read the whole thing when it was going through, it's like, this really doesn't affect us a heck of a lot because you guys are very efficient as it works. So
Thank you.
not concerned about that. But
Yeah, it's just more paperwork. So
Yeah.
what else is new, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see. We've got many subdivisions, various forms of process. Last I counted, I think we have 13, either at the beginning or at the very end, that are out there that currently working with the application to get through. it's gonna be, if they're all approved in the end, we're gonna have quite a few, things on your agenda to consider, so. We have a site visit for a conservation subdivision way out on Asterisk. It's just a 2-lot thing. But if anybody's interested in going on that, should invite you to do that. As you'll recall, these conservation developments, we also invite other agencies to participate, the conservation district, the land trusts, game and fish, et cetera, for their input. So we'll shoot for, I can't remember what day that is. I think it is actually it's March 24th, next week at 2:00. So if anybody's interested, please let us know, tag along. It's gonna be a nice day, right? It's not gonna be
Yeah.
So
Should be. Beautiful drive out on Pines
yeah,
Creek.
that is. Should be green enough, so.
Stop and have a burger at Parkman.
There you go. Right on. Planning Commission is scheduled for 31st of this month, and there's just a couple of applications. Setback variance on Wagon Box Road, and then we have a easement vacation in the power line, so not a lot. Did receive a couple of new applications Friday, one for a retail shop dealing in needlework of all things on Beaver Creek Road and Big Goose Creek, right on the corner there. Being a retail entity, they'll have to get their conditional use permit. And then a simple lot area application for a variance out on Upper Prairie Dog Road. People want to do a boundary line adjustment, so they're going to be applying for a variance there. And then that de-annexation I mentioned last week, got a draft report ready for that regarding impacts to the county. And I'll be getting that to you on your April 21st agenda for your consideration. And then once you do that, we'll send it on to the town. They make the ultimate decision. If we don't, it's just a report on the perceived impacts that we have. So anyway, other than that, nothing going on.
All right. Well, any questions for Mark? Let's go ahead.
This memorandum of understanding on subdivision land within 1 mile of municipality boundaries. Have you had much conversation with the city on how they envision the application process to go about with this, and like a flow chart? Can we ask them for something like that? It looks to me like it could have considerable challenges in it for us.
Yeah, put it in. But yeah, thank you, Commissioner Arzee. That's one of my things that I'd sure like to see hashed out before, if you decide to go along with this MOU, is how's it going to work from an administrative standpoint? There's not much there right now, and so yeah, I think a flow chart showing how this thing flows through the process would be really wise to get on top of before we ever. That's my recommendation before the county execute the thing is to get it defined on paper how it all flows, because we have a very certain process right now, and this will be definitely changing it. So that's one point I think that needs to be considered in this whole deal. Is if maybe you don't even want to do it, but if you do it, staff would highly recommend that be all fleshed out, how it flows through the city. And they can't avoid the county. There's no way we can avoid the counties. These subdivisions are still in the county. There's certain statutory things counties have to make sure occur. And so we just need to make sure that that's all spelled out.
There was quite a bit of gray area there.
Yeah.
I sure thought, yeah.
So, and I think we're going to be talking more about it at your next staff meeting on next Monday as well. And so there's some other things I think are worthy of discussion as well. Not only the process, but, you know, the propriety and benefits and things that maybe not be so good, so. Any other questions?
Thank you. Yeah. Nothing. Okay. Yeah, very good. Yep.
No, sir.
Good morning. Ava Chuck Thompson, County Marketing Reporter. Couple of updates for you. One of them is that my request that I made to replace the vacancy that starts today. The more we look at the skill set that is needed and the job that needs to be done, the deputy clerk position no longer meets that. Doesn't meet those needs. And so interviewing, and I only had 2 applicants, but there is potentially one applicant that would definitely work. However, what is required of the job now doesn't match the job description. So with, in visiting with HR and Christy, our chairwoman, it just seemed like the better idea to pull that position, so it's been pulled. It's no longer being advertised. I wanted to come back to you and let you know I'm really considering strongly reorganizing. Things have changed in the last 2 years, as you know, with duties to the county clerk, and changes continue to happen. And what I'm needing instead of a deputy clerk is more of a financial assistant. And in looking at the workload that is on both positions for the financial position that's currently, I'm not going to get your title right, but anyway, that Deb's currently doing, in the position that is the financial coordinator. So, and then with Misty's position that she's currently filling, she is, as you know, doing accounts payable and board duties. So my hope is to reorganize with them, look at their job descriptions, and we've started. And then advertise this position. It would have a new name. So I would be giving up the deputy clerk name, and this would have a new name and be reorganized. We're still working on what all that looks like, but I wanted to update you on that. Kind of similar to what the assessor and airport were doing with reorganizing, and so it's not adding a position, it's just reorganizing, changing the name and the duties that are needed. All of this is still within the approved budget, so it would not need an amendment to my budget at all. So the monies within my approved budget would still cover whatever this reorganization finally ends up looking like. So that's the first thing that I have. And I'd be happy to try to answer any other questions you might have about that. And I
So-
actually hope to move forward again here shortly, but.
Okay, so I think that this would be, obviously, we'd have to see the job description, the whatever, and then, so if you're gonna change 3 job descriptions, then will there be 3 salary changes? Or will there just be, one position that, will have a salary at, or are we gonna do 3 salary changes if we change 3 job descriptions?
Definitely changing from reorganization of a deputy clerk to an assistant, a financial assistant is going to be more money. It's going to be a higher grade. That person fulfills auditing requirements such as review of accounts payable, payroll, things like that. So it'd be financially heavy. Probably half the position would be financial. The other half would take some weight off of by taking on road vacations, liquor licenses, things like that, and working very, very specifically. So because the 2 positions that are currently held by the 2 people sitting here to my left, their duties have increased. and they have too much. So I don't see their job descriptions going, salary grade going down, but they're overloaded. They have too many duties, duties continue to be added. And so I think it is only fair to make sure that we look at this reorganization where this financial assistant can take some of the burden and the weight off, and then allow for the new changes and the new additions that are happening. So there definitely needs to be a reorganization of all three positions. And the deputy clerk position would definitely go from a grade 10 to either a 12 or a 14 as an assistant, a financial assistant.
Mr. Chair, and either you can cover that
Yes.
increase in your budget as it
Yes.
is now?
Yes.
Any more questions? Okay, well, I guess we'll take a look at what your reorganization descriptions are and we can go from there.
My second request, Mr. Pro Tem Chair, is I need to get going on an archive project that I've had for 2 years that I have been able to move on. And that is board files that I have in the clerk garage. I have 20 file cabinets, 5 feet tall, full of board permanent files that need to be put into digital format. And I'm hoping that I'm reviewing a current job description that we already have for a data archiving technician at a grade 10. My thought is to make that a temporary position only and get that project done and out of the garage. I'm out of room. I don't have room for all of this. These files were originally kept in the vault that Circuit Court now has, that they moved into. So that used to be the county commissioner permanent vault where all these permanent records were kept, and they're been in the clerk garage now for a year and a half or so. And I'd like to get them archived. So that's something that we've been trying to get done. I don't have the staff, I don't have the time. And it would really probably better fit just as a temporary position, but I could get done. And I do believe I have the money for that as well. And my thought at this point is when the money's out, then the project stops and then I rebudget and make that request for the following year if it's still not done, to continue that request in my requested budget. So I would start it now as a temporary position and go as far as the money goes, and then add that to my requested budget if we're still not done.
Do you have any idea how long you think that will take? I'm
I
sure it
have a
depends
former
on the person.
archivist coming to look at it today.
Okay,
But both IT and our former archivist, Megan Deans, thinks it probably would be a big project. I don't know. I tend to be on the
Okay.
positive side of that, but we'll find out.
all right,
They really want to
Good
look at
enough.
it and see how far we could maybe get with the monies that we have.
okay,
So both of my requests would fit under my current approved budget. It's just reorganizing positions around and renaming the one and then just having a temporary position to get the archiving project done.
okay, I guess let us know what that looks like after you meet with these people.
Then we've been working with the finance committee on a lot of different things, and I'm still waiting to bring you a budget amendment, but one will be coming. But as we learn more and more from the auditors, we've been able to have some really good conversations with our current auditors about current budget and things that we're currently working on. We've also been able to get quite a bit of help from Tyler Technologies, who's our software company, and so continue to work we're continuing to work on all of these things. We're continuing to train and to learn. And the financial ad hoc committee has been, I think, a very beneficial tool. And part of the job description that I need to update with Deb's position is being able to attend those ad hoc committees meetings and work with that group and be able to talk to the auditors, work with the treasurer. So it's a very important addition to that job and has been very positive. So I just wanted to let you know that things are moving forward with all of that. And if Ms. Hazel was here, I would thank her for making sure that we got that committee organized and moving forward and meeting every week. So thank you for that.
Anything else? Okay. I can do anything today?
Good morning, Commissioners. Heidi Smith with Nurse Manager of Public Health. I just wanted to come this morning and make you aware, I have a few employees who will be attending a training in Billings at the end of April. And according to personnel policy, the vehicle use, county vehicles may not be taken out of Wyoming except with express written supervisory authorization, or if travel is during the employee's normal course of job duty. So I just want to make you aware and request the written authorization for these employees. It is April 19th through the 22nd.
And it's in Billings.
It's in Billings, yes. Any questions?
Anybody have any qualms with that?
Nope.
Nope. So,
Heidi, if I understand what you're saying, is this required training that they have to?
Yes, so according to our state protocols, so let me tell you first what the training / conference is put on by the local NPD uprising, and it's the GRIT conference. So it brings awareness to human trafficking. According to state protocol, and I can just read it to you. It's expected that all public health agency nursing staff, including contract, county, and state employees, will assess, potentially identify, assure safety, refer, and facilitate mandated reporting when appropriate for any potential or identified victims of human trafficking. The goal of the protocol is to enable the identification of victims of labor and sex trafficking so they may be brought to safety. And the employees that are going, typically we send a few every year. We haven't out of state. Nobody went last year when it was in Bozeman. But the employees are new to the agency, and so they haven't received any of the training yet. So it's actually a really great training. So, as far as the funding goes for it, we're gonna be, the travel and the motel can be reimbursable through the Public Health Infrastructure Grant or that workforce grant. The meals are not, that doesn't fall within grant parameters, so we'll be taking the meals out of our travel budget.
I think where I was going with that is, it sounds like it's within the normal course of their duties,
Yeah.
correct?
absolutely.
So-
Yeah,
Not
it
sure.
would.
All that's required is that we can say it's okay that they drive that extra 90 miles across the state line, from the state line to Billings and back is basically.
Yeah. I just want to make
All
sure
we're
we have
saying.
our bases covered,
That's-
so.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
this is for insurance purposes. You have it set where if it's going to be an outstate, you just have to have the permission from the commissioners.
Right. So we need a motion, Clint, on that? or- Okay. I would entertain a motion to allow them to drive the county vehicle to Billings.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Bryant,
I would move that we approve the request to allow the public health folks to use a county outfit, car, whatever you want to call it, for travel to Billings.
is there a second?
Second.
Properly moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. There you go. You're good.
And just for clarification, it says written, or is the oral authorization?
Mr. Chairman, the motion that goes into the
Oh.
minutes is considered the written.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, for you.
Sorry.
I have
Go
a
ahead.
question for you.
Yeah.
Town of Claremont, have been reaching out. They would like to set up, some kind of a neighborhood watch program because they have a lot of elders living there. And they would like to get county health's help on doing some, some skills techniques on, it's not something that they don't want a health fair. They don't want you going down there and doing blood pressure, but maybe what they kind of suggest is training some of them people down there. They want to be self-sufficient, but they'd like to have some tools, so, I don't know what your schedule is like, but I do know that they have coffee every Wednesday morning down there at, City Hall, and it starts at 9. And you can get a chance to talk, the mayor's always there, town secretary's there, and a lot of locals. And, this has been brought up, I think, 3 of the last 4 times that I've been down there
Okay,
also, and so, yeah, it would be.
I think that's great, and we love to help all of the outlying communities as well. I do have our staff meeting this week, but I did actually put it on my calendar for next week to go out and visit with them.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you. Amy, you have anything today? Nope. Right.
No, I have nothing. Thank you, sir.
Kurt?
No, sir.
Robert?
Morning, Robert Gill, Sheridan County Airport Manager. On Thursday, we had a bid opening for the expand long-term parking lot. Did receive 4 bids. Final engineer's estimate was at 1.2 million. The low bid ended up being 990,000 from Wagner Ranch Services. So I will be bringing a notice of award to you shortly.
Perfect.
That's all I have.
Very good.
Thank you.
That's always pleasant news. Yeah. Kelly? Kenny?
No, Mr. Chair.
Does anybody, yeah, Levi's back there.
Levi's,
I see it. I see it checkered.
I'm not.
Okay. Wait.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, just let you know, there's another round of opioid settlement funds coming. I registered last week as online as we have in the past to opt in to the disbursement on that. I don't have any details at this point as to what that's going to be, but just yet another round of funds that will be coming our way.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Cameron?
Mr. Chairman, I have another item in the agenda, but tomorrow we have the discussion about brokerage services. I'm just seeing if you had any questions. Otherwise, I have nothing else.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Jennings?
I had something and it's gone.
Okay, well, I have that you and I are on public pulse this week. Maybe that's what it was.
It wasn't that, but
Okay.
certainly we need to,
All right.
if anybody has anything or would like to.
Our treasurer is going with
Okay.
us,
Wonderful.
so that will take some of the pressure off of us. Katie's going with us, but we'll get it figured out.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Harsey?
Yeah, I do have something that I think that we need to actually maybe act on fairly soon. I'm gonna put it out there for discussion. There is a proposal for the Medicine Wheel Historic Preservation Plan to actually go from 4,080 acres to 27,000 acres. And that would be a 2.5 mile radius all the way around the Medicine Wheel up on the Bighorns. And the challenge with that is that you've got roads coming through there. They will end up being mitigated. You have a military site up there for radar, and it'll have to be taken down. You've got outfitters, you've got a bunch of different trails, and it's going to affect a lot of people. So the comment period for this is only until the end of the month, and so I thought I'd bring it up in front of everybody here so that maybe we need to draft a comment from the county commissioners. The piece that I have here is from Bighorn County. They know they're going to get affected. I know their tourism will be affected by it. I'm pretty sure it's going to really affect our tourism up in that area. If this comes to fruition, and maybe it won't, I don't know, but it is a proposal. And we only have until the end of the month to comment on it, so. I
So
believe that-
the proposal, is a proposal from the Forest Service, is a proposal from the Native American Nation? Who's the proposal actually from?
The proposal is from the Northern Tribe Alliance, I think is how they would like to be preferred to be. That they're heading, and it would be, yeah, the Native Americans. And it it looks like the Forest Service is taking this fairly seriously. And I haven't read all the way through this thing. I just thought that getting it so late that I think that we need to take some real to really look at it. It's enclosed proposal from the Fort Peck tribes for sacred sites of North America and other members of consulting parties. So there's quite a few, I guess, players in the game. But I guess I think that we need to read it and come back with thoughts and then craft a statement on it and get it into Bighorn Forest Ranger's office before the end of the month, before the deadline, I guess. So.
Clint, have you seen anything on this at all?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Arzy, is that who we need to respond to? Is the National Forest or is it the tribes?
No, it's to the National Forest. Yeah. I see that they have a letter here actually written, sent off to Harriet Hageman as well, right now, asking for her to weigh in on this also. So it'll give you a little bit of idea of how serious they think this thing is. So, yeah. It will change the northern bighorns quite a bit if this was to come into effect, so.
No question about that. So what step should we call get a hold of the National Forest Office, Amy or whatever, and see what their situation is, or, Clint, do you have any idea what?
I reach out to Amy.
Okay. Commissioner Arzy, do you want to reach out to Amy? Do you want me to reach out to Amy? What do you want to do on that?
I think it would be best if you actually give her a call.
Okay, I can do that.
And have her, yeah, maybe she needs to enlighten us a little more.
Maybe
as to
she
what-
could come to, or if we needed her to, maybe she could come to our staff meeting next Monday. won't be
Yeah,
here,
I
but-
thought this was interesting. She was just here and there was no mention of this at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of, it bothers me.
Okay, well, I think that would be maybe out of her ranger district and out of our county. Is any of it in our county? Is it? Okay,
That is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think county line's right there at
It's real close.
the top. Dayton Gulch is definitely a road that comes all the way around, and that's inside of our county. If they're gonna mitigate 2.5 mile around there, then that.
it would impact Dayton Gulch as well.
Yeah. And then the other would be, I wanna say, Levi Hunt Mountain Road, isn't that pretty close to the 2.5 mile radius of this? I think it would be. I'm not positive on it, but I think so.
Commissioners, Levi DeVay, Shared County Sheriff. I was just trying to figure that out myself. It would be pretty close. I'm not sure if it would. I was thinking the 2.5 mile radius would be pushing right up on the county lines. I'm not sure if it would come into the county line or not, but yeah, it'd be close.
Okay. Yeah, this if it went through, it certainly 2.5 miles would have a huge impact on, I mean, you lose the ranger station up there probably.
Yeah.
Lose the High Country Lodge would be within that 2.5 mile radius,
Yeah.
right? And I don't know that legally what they can do, but I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Well,
But I'll give Amy a call when this meeting's over and see what she says about it. It's probably out of her ranger district, but I'm still sure she's very aware, part of the Bighorn National Forest, so, or Andrew call Amy, or maybe Andrew is better than Amy to call.
Mr.
All
Chair,
right, yeah,
I would say that Forest Services under Department of Agriculture,
right,
Department of Agriculture has always had the mandate of multiple use.
yeah,
What this looks like to me is that it's going away from multiple use and it's going to some kind of a park, wilderness boundary area or something like that, the way it's worded in here, from what I can read. So it
okay,
actually goes totally away from their mandate. So, yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
mm-hmm,
it did look like in that particular letter that Andrew was the one that was maybe more involved in
Okay.
it, so you might want to contact him.
Okay.
And Clint, would you like me to forward you the email on this?
Sure.
all right, thank you.
I don't have anything else going on.
Okay. Mr. Wright?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'm out of town, leaving quickly after the meeting tomorrow, and I'll be gone pretty much the rest of the month. So, a road trip from hell.
Well, good luck with that. I hope it's not too hot there. Okay. All right, and I will miss the staff meeting next Monday. I'm having a little medical test, which I would rather be here than there, but that's all right. And as I said before, Commissioner Jennings and I are on Public Pulse this week. If anybody has anything they're dying for us to talk about, let us know. And I'm leaving Wednesday next week, and I will be out until the end of the month as well, but that's just 1 week, and I'm flying, so it's not the road trip from, I'm flying to California to watch my grandson in a play, so that's a better thing, I guess. So anyway, with that, the next thing on our agenda is a review of bids for audit services, audit preparation services. I'm upon Cameron Duff, our administrative director.
Mr. Chairman, well, this will be on your agenda for tomorrow, but as a review of the bids received, we went out for bid for audit preparation engagement services and also a second RFP for professional financial and compliance audit services. For the audit preparation, we had 4 respondents, Kevin Cornea, CPA, Porter Muirhead, Cornea and Howard, Lipton Larson Allen, LLP, and then E. Bailey, LLP. With professional finance compliant audit, we had Joan Simpkins, LLC, Carver Florida, and James LLC, and then 2 separate options from Porter Muirhead, Cornea, and Howard. The finance committee met last week. We went through all these. You had packets available for you to review. I'll list out a spreadsheet on this. At this time, the recommendation of the finance committee would be to select Porter Muirhead, Cornea, and Howard for audit preparation services. That is a 3-year total of $192,000, with the first year at $61,000. We felt the lowest bid in this one did not come close to meeting the requirements of the RFP, and it would be multiple change orders if we did select that. And then for professional finance compliant audits, you have a choice between Jones Simpkins or Carver Florida, but the recommendation was Jones Simpkins LLC. Their 3-year total was $228,500, with the first year being $75,500. A lot of these are very similar, and then there's others that throughout all of these bids just wonder what they were putting in. But we went through the process. That's our recommendation. I'll open it up for any questions.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Not a question, I just wanted to tell you, the finance committee, I really appreciate the fact that you all are working on this and looking so much into it. I would agree with you, looking at the bid for audit preparation, as far as the low bid, it looks like there's there's several really important things that are not included in this that are included in the other bids. So, you know, I like I said, I just appreciate you guys looking at this.
And I know that you've followed up on references and so on, and the low bid on there are 3 counties in Wyoming that are satisfied with the Jones Simpkins
Yeah,
portion.
Mr. Chairman, the only difference with the Jones Simpkins versus all of these others is they don't have a physical office in Wyoming. That was our preference. Carver, Florida does, Porter Muirhead does. Clifton Larson is based out of Denver, but they do appear to have an office in Cheyenne. It's just one of those where when you're comparing apples to apples, the main difference with Jones Simpkins was they didn't physically have an office like in Cheyenne, Casper, Sheridan. That was the main difference.
And their physical office is in Utah, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blanket. It's just north of Salt Lake. Drawing a blanket on the city. Yeah.
Logan?
Logan.
Okay. All right. All right, any more questions for, is this on our agenda for tomorrow? For
Mr. Chairman, yes, that's correct.
Okay. So decision will be made at our regular board meeting tomorrow. Any more questions for Cameron? Okay, very good. We'll move on to number 5, which is consider CLG grant application in collaboration between the City of Sheridan, Downtown Sheridan Association for the Kendrick Park Pool Locker Rooms and Bathhouse, and Sheridan City Hall, that will include completion of National Register nomination forms. And it appears that we have Christine Barra to visit with us about that.
Good morning and happy spring break. I'm Christine Vera, the treasurer for the Sheridan County Historic Preservation Commission. Thank you for considering the applications this morning. This is due at 5 p.m. today. So I'm just here to answer any questions. Hopefully you all received packets. We do have to submit 2 separate applications for each nomination completion. But mostly just want to express our interest, or excuse me, our gratefulness on behalf of the board for all your support over the years. This is our, I believe, 5th application to this program, and hopefully successful. We believe we do have the support of the State Historic Preservation Office going into the application. So I'm available to answer any questions.
Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
Just for clarification for the board and the public, this application, the total amount is $14,244.38. Of that, and that's for both of them.
Each application is that total.
It's 14 for each. And then of that, there's 2,500 comes from the county for each application. That comes through, it says specifically in your county, but that comes from the money that the county gives to the budget for the Historic Preservation Commission of $10,000 a year, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And I also did want to point out that we were given, because it was such a quick turnaround, we were given the draft version that was put online, but then we were given the final version. But the public can only see the draft version. I did look through to look for different changes in them, and it looks like the major changes are a little bit of wording change, not too much, pool and pool house versus just pool house. But the biggest change was, of course, the project description of changing from the city to the county being the manager. Could you speak a little bit on that?
Yeah. We're really grateful actually that the city and DSA are partnering with us. And so that was the other change. We added a little bit of monies that they contributed to it that reduced the county's contribution. So the city asked us to manage it, but we were also just a little unclear of those roles and responsibilities because previously DSA managed a grant for us when we nominated the church downtown a couple blocks away. DSA was the the manager for that one. And so we were hoping, just because of the commission's capacity, that the city would be able to take on more of the heavy lift, and they weren't, able to do that because of their capacity. So we moved that back to us, to me, probably. And then with the pool house, that was some of the feedback we got from SHPO. They reviewed the application on Thursday and provided the feedback of clarifying the pool house versus the pool. So that's why we made that change.
Okay, well, first of all, I really appreciate the Historic Preservation Committee taking this on. It's one of our very active committees that we appoint that does an outstanding job. We certainly appreciate that. So is there any more questions, comments? Not, I'm ready for a motion.
I have one other comment. The
Okay.
SHPO will actually be in town in that conference room
That's
this
what it was.
afternoon between 3 and 4 if anyone's interested in meeting our SHPO partners.
That's what you forgot.
That is what I forgot.
Okay, there we go. Good. So now we're all covered on all bases.
Yes.
Okay. All right,
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Wright.
I move to approve the submission of the CLG grant application for the Kendrick Park Pool locker rooms and bathhouse and Sheridan City Hall that will include the completion of the National Register nomination.
Been so moved.
Second.
Second, any discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
I do sit as a liaison to this commission, and I can tell you that they have been working really hard on this for, it's been quite a long time, I think. And I think it is really important that we do preserve history that is for everyone. And I think this is a good place for that. I'm certainly not one of those individuals. I think everybody knows that I'm not one of those individuals that just says, let's just preserve everything, no matter whether it has historical context or not. But I do believe that this one does. And you've got the money that's been budgeted, and I'll be in support of it.
Thank you.
All righty, any more discussion? Discussion, seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I have one more
Go ahead.
update real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
We are doing election training all week in Casper, and therefore my election lead won't be in. We, of course, have a vacant position in that office as well, so we're very, very short-staffed, and it's spring break, so like half my staff is gone. So there may be moments this week where you'll see signs up where one office is closed due to short staffing, training, whatever. But anyway, a busy week and a lot of people gone.
Sure.
Hopefully they're not stranded with canceled flights somewhere, but anyway.
All right, thank you. Anything else for the good of the cause today? Okay, 9:47. Adjourned. Thank you.